What do you do when you find yourself in a stressful, annoying, frustrating situation? There are actually 3 things that you can do in order to help yourself stay true to yourself in any of that situations, and just making sure that you're still happy and in a positive zone. So I want today to share with you a very personal story in order to show you how you can use those 3 things to help yourself. This is a story of me dealing with a very hard and emotional breakup. And what can you do in a situation that is very overwhelming, very emotional, very stressful, very frustrating sometimes, and very annoying as well? In any situation, you can use those 3 steps. Leave a situation, change a situation, or accept the situation. And so I want to go through and tell you how it was in my case. The first step after breakup was to leave the situation. It was 4 years ago, and I thought that leaving after a breakup the city I was with a lot of triggers in it, like people and places, will help, and I moved to San Francisco. Well, it didn't. In San Francisco, I still had a very emotional, very hard time to deal with that breakup because the feelings were so overwhelming. I was crying a lot. I was crying to every single music I've heard. They were all so true to my heart at that moment. And probably maybe because it was my first loss and my first big heartbreak, basically. Trying to leave the situation didn't really help me to make sure that I still stay happy in that situation anyway. So then I tried changing the situation, which means there was some things that happened that made me think that maybe we could get back together. So I did everything I could in my power, from my perspective, from my point of view, and my side, to make it happen, and made sure that I still am sane, happy, and okay with any decisions that I made at that time. But obviously I cannot change the person's beliefs, I cannot change what that person is going through at that moment, and just the timing wasn't right. And my feelings didn't change. I still felt very heartbroken. Because of that, I've been in a limbo for the past 2 years, but the last year was very, very hard for me. I definitely had a huge cloud of sadness on my head that had an influence of every aspect of my life because of that, because I couldn't deal with the fact that I should probably accept the situation, start thinking about myself in it. This state actually lasted until coming in here, and that trip, this helped me to move to third step, which is accepting it. And I knew in the back of my mind that this probably has to happen, but I did push it away as much as I can because I just didn't want to accept that situation, that this is it. That was also obviously a mistake because it made me miserable in my life and not really happy. And I actually had a conversation with that person, and I can put here a clip after that conversation, literally 1 sentence, because I was very emotional, but I thought it's very important. I had a very big epiphany after that conversation. I guess there's nothing better to having the catharsis next to the White House. And I knew at that moment that I'm starting the process of accepting the situation. I'm hopeful now that it might take a little bit and it might be a process still, but I feel very calm and peaceful right now. The accepting part started and I'm very happy about it. So there you go, all 3 steps in one very emotional and draining situation. Leaving it, changing it, and finally embracing that I have to accept it. The task for today: have a situation in mind that you're now struggling with or is frustrating for you, and ask yourself those questions and use those 3 steps. So first question you would ask yourself: can you leave that situation or a person? If yes, no problem, just leave it. The second question you should ask yourself, if the answer was no to the first one, is can I change that situation? Can I in any way change it to my needs or to my desires, or change it so I stay happy and stay true to myself? If yes, again, that's perfect. If the answer is no, then there's no other way to go to the step 3, which is accepting it. You did everything you could do. You tried leaving the situation, you tried changing the situation, but there's no other way to just accept it in order to make sure you stay positive and happy in your life. Embrace it, soften to the idea of accepting that situation or person. This is the only left option you have. Hope you try it and let me know if that works. So those 3 simple steps, leaving a situation, changing the situation, and accepting the situation, helped me tremendously to make sure I still stay sane, and I always keep in mind to be true to myself in any of those situations. I do recommend you to try it out in any situation that you will find yourself in, and just see for yourself. Subscribe for more positive videos and go create those changing, leaving, or accepting thoughts.